Hello, friends. If you've been noticing that your memory isn't what it used to be, if you forget where you put your keys, or if names of people you've known for years suddenly slip away, there's something your grandmother knew that modern science is now confirming. Simple teas that can help cleanse your brain and protect you from cognitive decline. And the best part? You probably already have the ingredients in your kitchen. My name is Dr. Amanda Wells, and I'm a specialist in mental health and cognitive wellness for older adults. Welcome to the Dr. Amanda Wells channel, where we talk about real, practical solutions backed by science to help you maintain a sharp, healthy mind well into your golden years. Today, I'm going to show you what recent research has observed about traditional herbal teas and their powerful effects on brain health. We're talking about real changes that people notice in just 4 to 8 weeks of consistent use. This isn't about miracle cures. It's about understanding how certain natural compounds work with your brain's own cleaning system to remove toxins, reduce inflammation, and protect the neurons that store your precious memories. We're going to cover exactly what happens to your brain after 60, why Alzheimer's has become a silent epidemic, 3 powerful traditional teas that you can choose based on your specific needs and preferences, how to prepare them correctly for maximum benefit, who needs to be careful, and finally, a simple daily routine you can start today. And here's something fascinating. Studies show that certain herbal compounds can increase your brain's natural cleaning process by up to 30%, while also reducing the inflammation that accelerates memory loss. Now, before we dive in, I'd love to know, what's your name, how old are you, and where are you watching from? Drop that in the comments below. And if you're serious about protecting your brain health naturally, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly tips. Your future self will thank you. Let's start understanding what's really happening inside your aging brain. Your brain at 60 is not the same brain you had at 30, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But understanding what's changing is the first step to protecting it. Think of your brain like a bustling city that's been running non-stop for 6 decades. The streets are still there, the buildings are still standing, but there's wear and tear that needs attention. And just like a city needs a good cleaning crew, your brain has its own sanitation system, and after 60, that system starts to slow down. Here's what's really happening. Your brain has a waste removal system called the glymphatic system. It works mostly while you sleep, flushing out toxic proteins and cellular debris that build up during the day. But after age 60, this system becomes about 40% less efficient. Imagine your city's garbage trucks only showing up twice a week instead of every day. The trash piles up. In your brain, that trash includes beta-amyloid plaques and tau proteins, the exact substances linked to Alzheimer's disease. When these toxins accumulate, they interfere with communication between brain cells, and that's when you start forgetting names, losing your train of thought, or walking into a room and wondering why you're there. But there's more going on than just waste buildup. Your brain's blood flow naturally decreases with age. Less blood means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching your neurons. It's like trying to run a factory with half the power supply. Things slow down, mistakes happen, and eventually parts start breaking down. Studies show that by age 70, cerebral blood flow can drop by 15 to 20% compared to younger years. This reduction affects your processing speed, your ability to learn new things, and your memory formation. You might notice it takes longer to recall a word, or you need to read something twice to really absorb it. Inflammation is another silent culprit. As you age, your immune system becomes less precise. It starts attacking not just invaders, but also your own healthy cells, a process called inflammaging. In your brain, chronic low-grade inflammation damages the protective coating around your neurons and disrupts the delicate chemical signals that create memories. Research from the Journal of Neuroinflammation found that older adults with higher inflammation markers scored significantly lower on memory tests and had faster cognitive decline over 5 years. The scary part? You can't feel this inflammation. There's no pain, no obvious symptoms, just a gradual dimming of your mental clarity. And here's something most people don't realize. Your brain actually shrinks slightly with age. The hippocampus, your memory control center, can lose about 1% of its volume each year after 60. That might not sound like much, but over a decade, that's 10% of your memory-making machinery gone. The prefrontal cortex, which handles planning and decision-making, also shrinks. This is why multitasking becomes harder, why you might feel overwhelmed by complex decisions, or why you prefer familiar routines over new challenges. Your brain is literally getting smaller, and with that shrinkage comes a loss of the connections between neurons, the very pathways that hold your memories, skills, and personality. Now here's the critical point. None of this is inevitable or irreversible. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, the ability to form new connections, grow new cells, and even increase in size when given the right conditions. Scientists used to think brain decline was a one-way street, but we now know that's completely wrong. Studies on older adults who engage in cognitive activities, physical exercise, and yes, consume certain neuroprotective compounds show actual growth in brain regions and improved memory function. One study followed adults in their 70s who walked regularly and found their hippocampus actually grew by 2% over 1 year, reversing age-related loss. Your brain wants to heal, to clean itself, to stay sharp. It just needs the right support. So where do traditional teas come in? Our grandmothers didn't know about glymphatic systems or neuroinflammation, but they knew that certain herbs made them feel clearer, calmer, and more mentally alert. What modern science has discovered is that many of these traditional plants contain powerful compounds that do exactly what your aging brain needs. They boost your natural cleaning system, increase blood flow, reduce inflammation, and protect neurons from damage. These aren't magic potions. They're tools that work with your body's own healing mechanisms. And the best part? They're safe, affordable, and you can start using them today. Next, we're going to dive into the first of 3 powerful traditional teas that have the strongest scientific backing for brain health. You're going to learn exactly how to prepare it, when to drink it, and what changes you can expect to notice in the first few weeks. Let's talk about the first tea that your grandmother might have served you on a quiet afternoon. Green tea, but with a twist that makes it exponentially more powerful for your brain. Rosemary. This combination isn't just pleasant to drink. It's a neurological powerhouse that addresses multiple aspects of brain aging at once. Green tea has been studied more extensively than almost any other beverage on the planet, and for good reason. It contains a compound called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, which sounds complicated, but think of it as your brain's personal bodyguard. EGCG crosses the blood-brain barrier, which means it actually gets into your brain tissue, and once there, it does something remarkable. It protects your neurons from the toxic proteins that cause Alzheimer's. A study published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry found that EGCG can actually prevent beta-amyloid proteins from clumping together into the plaques that strangle brain cells. It's like having a microscopic cleaning crew that breaks up the garbage before it can pile up and cause damage. But green tea does more than just clean. It increases blood flow to your brain. Researchers at the University of Basel in Switzerland used MRI scans to watch what happens in the brain after people drink green tea, and they observed increased activity in the working memory areas within just 30 minutes. Participants performed better on memory tasks and showed enhanced connectivity between different brain regions. Think about that. A simple cup of tea creating measurable changes in how your brain functions in less than an hour. Now, let's add rosemary to the mix, and this is where it gets really exciting. Rosemary contains compounds called rosmarinic acid and carnosic acid, both of which are potent anti-inflammatory agents. Remember that inflammaging we discussed? Rosemary directly combats it. Studies show that rosmarinic acid can reduce inflammatory markers in the brain by up to 50%. But here's the part that blew my mind when I first read the research. Simply smelling rosemary can improve memory performance. A study at Northumbria University found that older adults who worked in a room scented with rosemary essential oil scored 15% higher on memory tests compared to those in an unscented room. The aromatic compounds actually enter your bloodstream through your nasal passages and influence brain chemistry. So you're getting benefits just from the aroma while you prepare and sip your tea. Rosemary also contains compounds that inhibit the breakdown of acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that's absolutely critical for memory formation. In Alzheimer's disease, acetylcholine levels plummet, which is why many Alzheimer's medications work by trying to preserve whatever acetylcholine remains. Rosemary does this naturally, without side effects. It's like keeping more of the chemical messengers that your brain cells use to talk to each other. More acetylcholine means better communication between neurons, which translates to clearer thinking, better recall, and improved ability to form new memories. When you combine green tea and rosemary, you're creating a synergistic effect, meaning the two together are more powerful than either one alone. The EGCG from green tea enhances the absorption of rosemary's compounds, while rosemary's anti-inflammatory properties protect the brain tissue that green tea is working to clean. It's like having a cleaning crew and a repair team working simultaneously. One study on older adults who consumed green tea daily for 12 weeks showed a 20% improvement in cognitive test scores. And when herbal compounds like those in rosemary were added, the improvements were even more pronounced. Here's how to prepare this brain-cleansing tea correctly, because the method matters. Start with high-quality green tea. Loose leaf is best, but a good quality tea bag works too. Heat your water to about 175 degrees Fahrenheit, not boiling because boiling water destroys some of the delicate EGCG compounds. Pour the water over 1 teaspoon of green tea and add 1 fresh sprig of rosemary or half a teaspoon of dried rosemary. Let it steep for exactly 3 to 5 minutes, no longer or it becomes bitter and you lose some benefits. Strain it, and here's a pro tip. Add a squeeze of lemon. The vitamin C in lemon increases the absorption of green tea's compounds by up to 5 times. Don't add sugar or honey if you can help it, because blood sugar spikes interfere with the brain protective effects. Drink this tea in the morning or early afternoon, not in the evening, because green tea does contain some caffeine, about 30 to 50 milligrams per cup, which is less than coffee but enough to interfere with sleep if you drink it late. And remember, sleep is when your brain does most of its cleaning, so protecting your sleep is just as important as drinking the tea. Start with 1 cup daily for the first week. Then you can increase to 2 cups if you tolerate it well. Most people notice subtle changes within 2 weeks. A bit more mental clarity, slightly better word recall, and more significant improvements by week 6 to 8. One important caution. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor before adding rosemary regularly, because it can have mild blood thinning effects. And if you have a sensitivity to caffeine, you might want to use decaffeinated green tea, which still contains most of the beneficial EGCG. Listen to your body. The goal is to support your brain, not create new problems. In the next chapter, we're going to explore the second powerful tea, one that works specifically on reducing the toxic buildup in your brain and has been used for centuries in traditional medicine. This one is especially powerful for people who feel like their mind is constantly foggy. Now, let's talk about a tea combination that specifically targets brain fog and memory loss. Ginkgo biloba with turmeric. If you've ever felt like your thoughts are moving through thick mud, this is your solution. Ginkgo biloba is one of the oldest trees on Earth, surviving for over 200 million years, and there's a reason it's endured. It's incredibly resilient, just like it can make your brain. Ginkgo works by dilating your blood vessels, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your brain cells. Studies show it can increase cerebral blood flow by up to 15% within just 4 weeks of daily use. For seniors dealing with that natural decline in circulation, this is like turning up the power supply to a dimming light bulb. More blood means more oxygen, more nutrients, and better waste removal.
Research published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that older adults taking ginkgo extract showed significant improvements in attention, memory, and processing speed compared to placebo groups. Turmeric is the golden spice that's been used in Indian medicine for thousands of years, and its active compound curcumin is a brain inflammation fighter like no other. Curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier and directly reduce the inflammatory proteins that damage neurons. But here's what makes it special for Alzheimer's prevention. Curcumin actually binds to beta-amyloid plaques and helps break them apart. It's like a solvent that dissolves the sticky buildup clogging your brain's pathways. Studies in India, where turmeric consumption is extremely high, show significantly lower rates of Alzheimer's disease compared to Western countries. One study found that older adults who consumed curcumin regularly had 28% better memory scores than those who didn't. The anti-inflammatory effect is so powerful that some researchers believe curcumin could be as effective as certain medications, but without the side effects. To prepare this tea, use 1 teaspoon of dried ginkgo biloba leaves available at health stores and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Pour hot water, about 200 degrees Fahrenheit, over the herbs and let steep for 5 to 7 minutes. Here's the crucial part. Add a pinch of black pepper and a teaspoon of coconut oil or any healthy fat. Why? Because curcumin is fat-soluble and poorly absorbed on its own, but black pepper contains piperine, which increases curcumin absorption by 2,000%. Without the pepper and fat, you're wasting most of the turmeric's benefits. The tea will have an earthy, slightly bitter taste. You can add a bit of honey if needed. Drink this tea once daily, preferably in the afternoon when many people experience that mental slump. Be cautious if you're on blood pressure medication or blood thinners, as ginkgo can enhance their effects. Start with a lower dose and monitor how you feel. Some people experience mild headaches in the first few days as blood flow increases. This usually passes. If you're scheduled for surgery, stop ginkgo at least 2 weeks prior. Most people notice reduced brain fog and improved focus within 3 to 4 weeks. One woman in her 70s told me she could finally follow conversations at family gatherings without losing track, something she hadn't been able to do in years. That's the kind of real-world change this tea can bring. In the next chapter, we'll explore the third tea, one that works on your brain's nighttime cleaning system and helps you wake up with crystal-clear thinking. The third tea targets something most people ignore: your brain's nighttime cleaning system. Chamomile with lemon balm works while you sleep, when your glymphatic system flushes out toxins. Chamomile contains apigenin, a compound that binds to receptors in your brain, reducing anxiety and promoting deep sleep. Deep sleep is when your brain does 60% of its waste removal. Studies show that poor sleep increases beta-amyloid buildup by 30% in just one night. Lemon balm enhances this by calming overactive neurons and increasing GABA, your brain's natural relaxation chemical. Together, they create the perfect environment for your brain to clean itself overnight. To prepare, use 1 chamomile tea bag and 1 teaspoon of dried lemon balm. Steep in hot water for 5 minutes. Drink this 30 to 60 minutes before bed, not earlier, not later. The timing matters because you want the calming effects to peak right as you're falling asleep. Don't add caffeine or sugar. You can add a tiny bit of honey if needed. This tea is gentle and safe for most people, but if you're on sedatives or sleep medications, consult your doctor first as it may enhance their effects. Most people notice better sleep quality within the first week. Fewer nighttime awakenings, deeper rest, and most importantly, waking up with a clearer mind. One 68-year-old man told me he stopped waking up foggy and confused after just 10 days of this nightly routine. His morning memory improved dramatically because his brain finally had time to clean itself properly. Sleep is non-negotiable for brain health, and this tea supports that natural process beautifully. The beauty of these 3 teas is that they work on different mechanisms. Green tea and rosemary clean and protect during the day. Ginkgo and turmeric boost blood flow and fight inflammation. And chamomile with lemon balm optimize nighttime cleaning.
You can rotate them or use them together as part of a comprehensive brain protection strategy. In the next chapter, we'll dive into a specific recipe that combines the most powerful elements into one daily ritual you can start immediately.
Now let me share the ultimate recipe, a combination that brings together the most powerful brain protective elements into one simple daily ritual. This is the tea your grandmother might have made instinctively, and now science explains why it works so well. You'll need green tea as your base, a small sprig of fresh rosemary, a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a squeeze of fresh lemon. This combination hits every major pathway: waste removal, inflammation reduction, blood flow enhancement, and antioxidant protection. It's like giving your brain a full spa treatment in one cup. Here's the exact preparation method. Heat filtered water to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. Use a thermometer if you have one, or let boiling water cool for 2 minutes. Add 1 teaspoon of loose green tea or 1 quality tea bag to your cup. Then add the rosemary sprig and turmeric. Pour the water over everything and let it steep for exactly 4 minutes. Add the pinch of black pepper and squeeze half a lemon into the strained tea. If you need fat for better curcumin absorption, stir in half a teaspoon of coconut oil or MCT oil. Drink this every morning, 30 minutes after waking, on an empty stomach for maximum absorption. Wait 20 minutes before eating breakfast. Start with this routine for 30 days and pay attention to subtle changes. Keep a simple journal. Rate your mental clarity, memory, and focus daily on a scale of 1 to 10. Most people notice improvements by week 2 or 3. Names come easier, conversations flow better, that afternoon brain fog lifts. By week 6 to 8, the changes become more obvious. Your family might even comment that you seem sharper. One 72-year-old woman tracked her progress and found she went from forgetting appointments twice a week to 0 missed appointments after 8 weeks. These aren't miracles. They're your brain responding to consistent, targeted support. Important reminders. If you're on medications, especially blood thinners, blood pressure drugs, or diabetes medications, check with your doctor before starting this daily routine. Turmeric and green tea can interact with certain drugs. If you experience any digestive upset, reduce the turmeric amount or take the tea with a small snack instead of on an empty stomach. Consistency matters more than perfection. Even 5 days a week is better than nothing. And remember, this tea works best alongside other brain-healthy habits: good sleep, regular movement, social connection, and mental stimulation. The tea is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. It's one piece of a complete brain protection strategy that keeps you sharp, independent, and mentally vibrant well into your 80s and beyond. If you found this information valuable, please hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you never miss our weekly brain health tips. Leave a comment below telling me which tea you're going to try first. I read every single comment and love hearing about your experiences. And if you know someone over 60 who's struggling with memory or brain fog, share this video with them. You might be giving them the exact tool they need to reclaim their mental clarity and independence. Your engagement helps this channel reach more people who need natural, science-backed solutions for healthy aging. So likes, shares, and comments truly make a difference. The teas we discussed today: green tea with rosemary, ginkgo with turmeric, chamomile with lemon balm, and that ultimate morning blend, are not quick fixes, but they are powerful allies in your fight against cognitive decline. Your brain is incredibly resilient and capable of healing when given the right support. These traditional remedies that our grandmothers used weren't just folk wisdom. They were backed by centuries of observation. And now, modern science is proving why they work. Start with one tea, be consistent, pay attention to how you feel, and give your brain the 6 to 8 weeks it needs to respond. The changes might be subtle at first, but they compound over time into something truly life-changing: a sharper mind, better memory, and the confidence that comes from knowing you're actively protecting your most precious asset. Always remember, your mind is your greatest asset.